You are killing your lawn, and you probably don't even know it. You see that brown patch? That's not just the sun. Those weeds, they're not just bad luck. You're making mistakes, big ones, that are turning your green paradise into a sad, brown wasteland. And I'm here to tell you exactly what they are. Forget everything you think you know about lawn care. Most of the common wisdom is actually just plain wrong, and it's slowly murdering your grass. Today, we're diving deep into the 7 deadly sins of lawn care. These are the things you should absolutely never do to your lawn, unless, of course, you actually want it dead. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you've been doing wrong and how to fix it, so your lawn can finally be the envy of the neighborhood. Let's get right into it. The first and most common mistake I see people make is cutting their grass way too short. It's called scalping, and it's a death sentence for your turf. I get it, you think. If I cut it super short now, I won't have to mow again for a while. It seems logical, right? Save some time, save some effort. But what you're actually doing is putting your grass under extreme stress. Think of the grass blades as tiny solar panels. They soak up sunlight and turn it into food for the roots. When you chop off most of the blade, you're literally starving your lawn. You're taking away its ability to feed itself. This makes the grass weak and vulnerable. The roots start to shrink because they aren't getting enough energy. And with weak roots, your lawn can't handle stress like heat or drought. One hot, sunny week, and boom, your lawn is brown and crispy. A short lawn also invites weeds. Weeds love sunlight. When your grass is tall and thick, it creates a canopy that shades the soil, preventing weed seeds from sprouting. But when you scalp your lawn, you're rolling out the red carpet for every crabgrass and dandelion seed in a 5-mile radius. So, what's the right height? It depends on your grass type. But a good rule of thumb is to never cut off more than 1/3 of the grass blade at a time. This is the 1/3 rule, and it's the golden rule of mowing. For most common lawn types like Kentucky bluegrass or fescue, you want to keep it at a height of about 3 to 4 inches. It might mean you have to mow a little more often, especially in the spring, but trust me, the results are worth it. Your lawn will be thicker, greener, and much more resilient. All right, moving on to the second deadly sin. This one might surprise you. It's watering your lawn every single day. Yes, you heard me right. Daily watering is terrible for your grass. Your lawn doesn't need a little sip of water every day. It needs a deep, long drink, but less often. When you water lightly every day, the water only soaks into the top inch or 2 of soil. So where do you think the grass roots will grow? Right at the surface. They have no reason to dig deeper because the water is always available right there. This creates a shallow, weak root system that is completely dependent on your daily watering. If you miss a day or if you go on vacation, your lawn immediately starts to suffer because its roots can't reach the moisture that's deeper in the soil. It becomes needy and fragile. The goal is to train your grass to be tough and self-sufficient. You do this by watering deeply but infrequently. You want to give it about 1 inch of water 1 or 2 times a week. How do you measure 1 inch? Simple. Just put an empty tuna can out on your lawn when you turn on the sprinkler. When the can is full, you've applied about 1 inch of water. This deep watering encourages the roots to grow down, down, down in search of moisture. A deep root system makes your lawn incredibly drought tolerant and strong. It can find water deep in the soil even when the surface is dry. So, stop the daily sprinkling. Give your lawn a good long soak, and then let it dry out a bit before you water again. You'll be amazed at how much tougher and greener it becomes. Now for number 3, and it's a big one. Fertilizing at the wrong time of year. Timing is everything with fertilizer, and getting it wrong can do more harm than good. A lot of people get excited as soon as the weather warms up in early spring, and they rush out to spread fertilizer. But this is often a mistake. Fertilizing too early in the spring encourages a lot of fast, weak blade growth before the roots have really had a chance to wake up and start growing. You get this big flush of green on top, but the foundation underneath is weak. It's like building a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. That weak new growth is also more susceptible to disease. The best time to feed your lawn really depends on where you live and what type of grass you have. For cool season grasses, like the ones in the northern half of the country, the most important feeding of the year is actually in the fall. A fall feeding helps the roots store up energy for the winter and gives it a huge head start for the following spring. You'll get a quicker green up without all that weak, excessive top growth. You can also do a light feeding in the late spring, after the initial spring surge has passed. For warm season grasses, like those in the south, you want to fertilize during their active growing season, which is from late spring through the summer. But you never want to fertilize when the grass is dormant or stressed out from extreme heat or drought. That's just throwing money away and can actually burn the lawn. So, do a little research on your specific grass type. Know its growing cycle and feed it when it's hungry, not just when you feel like it. Let's talk about sin number 4. Bagging your grass clippings every time you mow. Those clippings are not trash. They're free fertilizer. I see so many people meticulously bagging up every last blade of grass after they mow. They're throwing away a valuable natural resource. Grass clippings are packed with nutrients, especially nitrogen, which is the main ingredient in most lawn fertilizers. When you leave the clippings on the lawn, they decompose quickly and release those nutrients back into the soil. This process is called grass cycling, and it can provide up to 25% of your lawn's yearly nutrient needs. Think about that. You can reduce the amount of fertilizer you need to buy by a quarter just by letting the clippings lie. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Won't leaving the clippings cause thatch? That's a common myth. Thatch is actually a layer of dead and living stems and roots that builds up between the soil and the green grass. Grass clippings are mostly water, and they break down very fast, so they don't contribute to thatch buildup. The only time you should consider bagging your clippings is if the grass is excessively long and wet, creating big, clumpy piles that can smother the grass underneath. Or if you have a serious weed problem and you don't want to spread the weed seeds all over your lawn. But for a regular, weekly mow on a healthy lawn, let those clippings fly. Just make sure your mower has a good mulching blade that chops them up into fine pieces so they disappear into the lawn. It saves you time, money, and it's great for your grass. Which brings us to deadly sin number 5. Ignoring your soil's health. You can have the best seed and the best fertilizer in the world, but if your soil is garbage, your lawn will be too. Your lawn is a living thing, and the soil is the foundation it lives on. Healthy soil is teeming with life. It's full of beneficial microbes, worms, and organic matter that help feed your grass and keep it strong. But many people treat their soil like dirt. They compact it by walking or driving on it. They don't add any organic matter, and they have no idea what its pH level is. One of the biggest soil problems is compaction. When soil gets packed down, there's no room for air or water to move. Grass roots can't penetrate it, so they stay shallow and weak. The solution is aeration. This is the process of pulling small plugs of soil out of the lawn to relieve compaction and allow air, water, and nutrients to get down to the root zone. You should aerate your lawn at least once every couple of years, especially if you have heavy clay soil or a lot of foot traffic. Another key factor is soil pH. Grass likes a slightly acidic to neutral pH, usually between 6.0 and 7.0. If your soil is too acidic or too alkaline, the grass can't absorb nutrients properly, even if they're present in the soil. You can buy a simple soil test kit at any garden center. It's easy to use, and it will tell you your pH level. If your soil is too acidic, you can add lime to raise the pH. If it's too alkaline, you can add sulfur to lower it. Taking care of your soil is one of the most important things you can do for a long-term, beautiful lawn. Okay, on to number 6. Using the wrong products or using them incorrectly. More is not better, and the wrong chemical can be a disaster. Walking down the lawn care aisle can be overwhelming. There are so many different bags and bottles, all promising a perfect lawn. It's tempting to just grab something and hope for the best. But using the wrong product or applying it at the wrong rate can cause serious damage. For example, using a weed and feed product that is meant for cool season grasses on a warm season grass like St. Augustine can kill it. That's because some herbicides are selective and will kill certain types of grass. The same goes for grub control, fungicide, and even fertilizer. You have to read the label. I can't stress this enough. The label is the law. It will tell you what the product is for, what types of grass it's safe on, how much to apply, and when to apply it. Applying too much fertilizer can burn your lawn, leaving yellow or brown streaks. Using an herbicide when the temperature is too high can also scorch the grass. And please calibrate your spreader. A spreader is the tool you use to apply granular products evenly. If it's not calibrated correctly, you could be putting down way too much product in some areas and not nearly enough in others. This leads to a patchy, uneven-looking lawn. Take 5 extra minutes to read the bag, check the spreader settings, and make sure you're applying the product correctly. It will save you a world of heartache later. Finally, we arrive at the 7th and final deadly sin. Giving up too easily. A great lawn doesn't happen overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I see it all the time. Someone gets inspired, they put in a bunch of work for a few weeks, and when their lawn doesn't look like a golf course fairway by the end of the month, they get discouraged and quit. They let the weeds take over, they stop mowing regularly, and they go right back to where they started. Creating a healthy, beautiful lawn takes time and consistent effort. You are going to have setbacks. You might have a disease pop up or an insect infestation. You might get a patch of stubborn weeds that just won't die. That's normal. That's part of gardening. The key is to not get overwhelmed. Address one problem at a time. Be patient. The changes you're making today, like watering deeply, mowing high, and improving your soil, are building a stronger, more resilient lawn for the future. Think of it as an investment. Every time you mow correctly, every time you feed your soil, you're making a deposit in your lawn's health bank. Over time, those deposits add up. Your lawn will become thicker, it will choke out weeds on its own, and it will be able to handle stress much better. So don't give up. Stick with the fundamentals we've talked about today. Be consistent, be patient, and before you know it, you will have that lush green carpet you've always wanted. So there you have it, the 7 things you should absolutely never do to your lawn. Let's recap them quickly. 1. Don't cut your grass too short. 2. Don't water it every day. 3. Don't fertilize at the wrong time. 4. Don't bag your grass clippings. 5. Don't ignore your soil health. 6. Don't use the wrong products. And 7. Don't give up. Avoiding these common mistakes will put you way ahead of the game. Your lawn will thank you for it by being greener, thicker, and healthier than ever before. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Subscribe for more lawn tips.